Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We got big-time basketball going on around here this week. UMBC keeping things very, very interesting, and a big game on Thursday night taking on Vermont, whom they took care of about a month ago up in Burlington. We welcome on head coach Ryan Odom. Been a little while since we caught up with the coach, so this is going to be a fun conversation. Playing some good ball right now, Coach. You got to be happy with how the team's going, right?
We are, yeah. We're definitely pleased with the direction the season so far. Obviously, we're heading down the home stretch here, and even though we've had quite a few injuries throughout the season, the guys have really stepped up and taken up for one another and played some good ball here recently.
When you talk about preparing for success and then there's what happens after you win the kind of game you won last year, how has it changed your life in the big picture of things and getting yourself ready to sort of climb that big games, host games, and go through all of the emotions of that again after what you went through last year?
Yeah, I mean, certainly we've got some experience with it, at least from the coaching staff's perspective, and several of the players that have, that were lucky enough to be a part of it last year. But we really do have a bunch of new faces on the team and the roster this year. We lost 3 really good players last year, and Jordan Grant, Jarris Lyles, and KJ Mara. That meant so much to the program. And the cool thing for our staff is that we get to try to get this new group, to attack their own goals and try to create their own moment.
Does this mean you pack 2 suits if you get a bid?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Do you pack 2 suits if you get a bid to the NCAA tournament to make sure that you're there for the Saturday or the Sunday session, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's one of the things we learned last year. Ryan Odom joining us here. Vermont, when you talk about dominance in a conference, and your conference is so unique, I spend most of my time talking about Maryland, and if they get a tip at the end against Iowa, or if they don't, maybe it affects their seeding. Everything for you guys comes down to where you're going to be in a couple of weeks and winning your conference tournament. And certainly this is the kind of game here when you want to have home court, where you want to show your dominance. Vermont's been very, very good all year long. You did something to them last month where it was one of your better efforts on a day when you needed it on the road.
Yeah, no question, and it was a great win for us up there. I mean, anytime you can win in Patrick Gym, I mean, it's a special day for the visiting squad. But they were without Anthony Lamb, who's their best overall player and probably the best player in our conference. And so this will be a different game today with him or in the mix. And we prepared certainly for him in that first matchup. He ended up not playing. But the preparation was already there. We know his game. We know the team and how they play. Conversely, they know us as well. And so it'll be a good matchup.
Well, certainly for them, there's motivation to come down here and home court and all the things you're trying to play for give everybody your pathway here and a mindset as you get ready for all this about getting a game in your building after your win last year. We're starting to see the crowds, and I know you had alluded to this as to what a home court advantage would look like and what that benefit would be for your program here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we want to make sure that we have one of the tougher, home crowds to play against, year in and year out. And it's shaping up to be that way. Obviously, we've got a brand new arena, which is awesome. This is our first full year in the arena here in the event center. And, the last crowd that we had was excellent for UMass Lowell. We're expecting a great one again tonight.
Well, we got Ryan Odom joining us here from UMBC, taking on Vermont. And then the pathway gets a little different, right? You're going to go on the road here a little bit. Albany, Stony Brook, then you get the home game against New Hampshire. And my wife's from New Hampshire, so she always likes to come down for that one. But, you got some road games here and still work ahead, although we're all, I think, as fans and Retriever people, looking at this Vermont game and saying this is a big one. Hey, can't let Stony Brook and Albany get away next week either, that there is more after this. But it's a lot of fun for the fans to have a big game here in February at home in your big new arena with a lot at stake.
Yeah, it really is, and we've got a great conference this year. Certainly the teams that are top 5 teams, you can call it, all have winning overall records and are playing some good basketball right now. So it's going to be competitive, playoff And first things first, we've got 4 games remaining. Several of the teams have 5 remaining. So nothing's been decided yet in terms of seeding. And so we've got to play some really good ball down the stretch in order to even have a home court.
A lot of folks coming out maybe for the first time here, getting on the bandwagon or filling up the gym in the next couple of weeks. I think we're all familiar with Joe Sherburne from last year. Tell us more about your current players, because we're not going to find Jairus Lyles if we've been away for a little while. And I know you've had to work into a new style, and you talk about your players winning a lot of games here. And for many of them, this is their chance to shine and ride, and the next couple of games are as big as they're going to have in their career as well.
Yeah, no question, and we've got some new faces. We have had some injuries, like I mentioned before. Unfortunately, that's just a part of the game. We lost Dan Hawken, who started pretty much every game for us last year, at the center position. We lost Max Curran, who was our 6th man and had the key block, against Vermont in the championship game last year. Both guys to season-ending injuries, and so we've had to do it by committee. And
that's a lot of really big for you to lose, right? I mean, you lost you lost a lot of big men.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we've lost 3 big guys, and we had one of our 6th man this year, Brandon Horvath, who was averaging 11 a game going into conference play, broke his hand, and he's just coming back. Last game was his first game back. He had a 3-game hiatus there, where he had to kind of let it heal a little bit, and it's a shooting hand, unfortunately. So he's not himself, but he's fighting through. And at the guard spot right now, 2 guys that are starting for us. KJ Jackson is transferred from Temple College out in Texas. He's had some great games for us this year. He's a dynamic guard, can really score, and is athletic, great defender. And then R.J. Islerock is a true freshman here for us. He actually played high school basketball with Dan Hawken in England. And he's a bigger guard. He's kind of the opposite of what K.J. Morrow was. This kid's 6'4", probably 225 pounds, at the point guard position. So we're bigger at guard this year than we've been in years past. And our defense certainly has become our identity for this year's team.
A lot of fun watching you guys get it going. UMBC on the court Thursday night against Vermont, and Vermont with a little grudge from what happened last month up in Burlington. Coach, always great to have you on. Always good to see you, striving for success over there. And I just want to give you a little shout-out. My buddy Jeff Moeller said that he saw you. They're Catonsville people. He said you were out working with a bunch of young people, and he loved the way you were coaching up the kids. So I don't know if you were clinicking lately or whatnot. I know you do a lot of that sort of stuff out in the community and whatnot, but you got some praise from some friends of mine out in the community with their kids.
Yeah, well, I appreciate Jeff saying that, and definitely that's a big part of what we try to do. Servanthood is one of our core values at UMBC, and we want to try to do our best to be visible within the community.
We'll get you up on Frederick Road anytime, man. Get some pizza in us or something like that. Always good to have you on, Ryan. Cheers. Good luck. We'll see you on Thursday night.
Thanks so much.
They're playing basketball. You got it over in the Ville. Or some would say Arbutus. Some would say Catonsville. I don't know if Lansdowne takes credit. I think Catonsville gets full credit. They like to have it anyway, especially when UMBC wins. Ryan Odom joining us here. They're playing Vermont on Thursday night. Go check that out, UMBCretrievers.com. You can find me out on the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world. Also, the morning newspaper ships digitally to your email inbox at 7 a.m. It's all brought to you by Planet Fitness at planetfitness.com, where it's always $5 down to $10 a month to get in the best shape of your life. Also racing at Laurel Park this weekend. Getting this close to Triple Crown Series coming up soon. They have remodeled Laurel. It is beautiful down there and welcoming, and about 20 minutes away from where I live. So you get down to Laurel Park, check out all that they're doing to get ready for Triple Crown Series. The entries on the front of WNST.net as well as in our morning newspaper. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports.